Oh yeah, we're live now.
The music.
Hey, can you hear my fan?
No, I can't.
Okay, that's good. Because it's really hot in here because I closed my windows.
I have my window open because I couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh,
I was
maybe I
also
should open my
worried.
window too. I have 5 seconds. Oh!
Caught red-handed.
Caught red-handed opening my window. Also, it's nice because I had today off, so like I'm like super casual with my Chip and Dale shirt.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, I feel like since today's your special day, you can be however you want today. However fuels you and best supports Juhong today is your wish.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, today's Juhong's birthday.
Yes, my birthday.
And I'm gonna bring it up like 5 times. More than 5 times.
I was like, wow, exactly 5 times? Like, can we get a counter?
Yeah, well, we have number 1 so far. Ding ding ding.
Okay, number 1.
But yes.
I'm gonna put it in the chat so that we have it.
Yeah, okay. I'll comment it right now.
Kayla counter. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah. Kayla count.
Kayla counter. 1.
Perfect. Well, I'm so excited to be here. This is our 4th live.
Yeah, that's crazy. We've already done 4 of them.
That's wild.
Or we've done 3, and then this is our 4th one.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is live number 4. So
yes,
which is so exciting. Crazy, goes by so fast.
This is exciting. It's so great. Exciting. I love it. All right, are you just gonna jump straight into the topic, huh?
Yeah,
I also have my notes here too, and then I am ready to write my own notes too for everything.
I love it.
Because we are all learning.
Same. And
you never know what wonderful things we're going to be saying.
It's so true. And one thing that I really loved when we were like getting ready and like prepping for this topic was how like I was like, I can't wait for what you're going to say. And you're like, I can't wait for what you're going to say. Yeah. So I love that we get to like, I don't know, be here together in that. And so.
Yeah, well, I was talking to a friend earlier, and the friend I told you I was having breakfast with, and I was just like, he was like, oh, you know, I feel like there's some like spiritual thing or something like that. And I was like, you know, what's funny is that the other life coach that I do this with, like, that's like kind of like her thing. Like that's where like she comes from. It's like beautiful. So I'm like, yeah, and then you get like these 2 sides of it, and it's just great.
Yeah, it's so great.
You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. It's like 2 perspectives is 100% better than 1. So you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, and especially because then we're able to like collide the 2.
Absolutely.
That's like the really cool part.
Yeah, I agree. Which allows us to radiate and step into reality. It's amazing. Okay.
Yes. All right, what's our topic today?
What's our topic for today? So today we are going to be talking about how fear impacts communication and how to shift into love and authenticity, which is so great. This topic came up, I feel like from our last conversation, getting into emotional intelligence, and it was like communication was like a consistent theme that we kept talking about. So we're like, let's dive into it and let's talk about what's driving maybe the not so great parts of our communication and what kind of communication do we want to have. I feel like seeing both sides. Before we go any further, I do just want to get count number 2 in to say happy birthday, Juhong. It is your birthday today, and we're so grateful that you were born and that you are around, and we're here to celebrate you, and so grateful for that. With that, do you want to share some gratitude with us today? What are you grateful for today on this special day?
You know, it's funny, and I think I do this like every year too with like, you know, when you see all the people like commenting on Facebook like, oh, happy birthday, and all of the people who are like messaging you, texting you and stuff, and it always reminds me like how crazy it is, like how many people we've come into contact with. And you know, as we just talked about, like learning that thinking about like how much I've learned from all of these different people over the years, and not necessarily like huge things where it was like, oh my gosh,
Sure.
these were life-changing things, but just in interacting with them, I have been changed in some way. And I would say that that is what I am today grateful for, is just all of the amazing people that I have been able to be affected by and learn from. So, and this was meant for you, like for you, and then obviously everybody else too, but
Sure.
that one specifically for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
And then whenever my wife shows up, then also her, because man, that's where a lot of change happens. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, that was like so beautiful, and like what a great way to, I don't know, celebrate life and celebrate where you're at now, and great way to reflect too. So that was really cool.
So
thanks for sharing that.
What would you think? Yeah, of course. What are you grateful for
today? Besides the fact that it's your birthday and happy birthday, and we're so grateful it's your birthday.
Is that number 3? Here, I'll put it.
Number 3.
Is that number 3?
We're gonna see how many times I can like plug this in today.
It has to be smooth. It can't be like just happy birthday. You have to like just bring it up in some subtle way.
And just because it's Shuhong's birthday, I just, you know.
Does that one count? Yeah, okay. We'll
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll count it.
That one was just, you can count it if you want, I guess. Okay, let me get to it. Gratitude today. I got to spend, my sister's in town right now, and she recently moved, and
like she completely moved to Chicago.
Yeah, she's completely moved to Chicago. She does not live here. She's not a resident of California anymore. She's a goner for now. And it's just like when you have the people around you that make you feel safe, that love you, that care for you, that allow you to be like your authentic self, it's just so special to be in those places. And so she's like my extra, she's like one of the most important people in my life, and just be around her with
thank you, Vampire Queen.
Happy birthday! Boop, boop, boop.
This is my wife. I don't know if she wanted me to say that, but I'm gonna say it now. My Vampire Queen. I thought that said Vampire Queenie, but it says Vampire Queen Lee, so that's fine.
I love it. I
also like Queenie too.
I do. That's a good one.
It makes her not feel so aggressive. It's very like, it would be like Queenie, like, oh look, it's so cute. It's like
Queenie. I love it.
I'm so happy for your sister though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Me too. I'm awesome. So happy for her too. And it's been like, we've also like grown a lot too, like separately, like not being, because we are each other's like safety blanket.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool seeing like the growth we've both acquired, like just over the summer when she left, and then now, like she like jokingly, because like she's the person I'll like send a text and be like, is this cute, or like should I get this or whatever. And so like I made like a purchase on my own, and she's like, you bought it without me? Like she's like, oh my god,
oh
like,
my gosh, oh
like,
no,
you don't need me anymore, kind of like feeling, you know. And it was just like so funny, and I was like, gosh, I guess I didn't really realize, but like, yeah, I'm like affirming and like getting more confident with myself, like, you know, it's like the bittersweet moments, right, of like growth that come from just change that happens in your life. But it is really nice to be back in like with my safety and with my sister.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so, cool. So yeah, it's been really.
I'm also grateful for that too.
Yeah.
I'm also grateful.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Cool. Do you want to share your intention for today and for our live with this topic about how fear impacts our communication?
Yes. So, also for everyone in the chat, you please toss in there. Right now we're setting our gratefulness. What are we grateful for today? Setting our gratitude. And what are you grateful for in this moment? Toss it in the chat what you are grateful for. Set that intent, set that gratitude. And then I would say for my intention for this topic specifically is I want to help people really see and be more aware of that fear, because I think often we just assume like what I would call like secondary emotions, where like, oh, the anger or this or that. And for people to really dig just a little bit deeper, get a little bit deeper in there, and then go like, oh, actually, I'm responding like this because I'm afraid that this is going to happen or this won't happen. Mm-hmm. And so helping people get that awareness, and then also to help our viewers see how to actually move out of that. And I would say like give control back of the conversation and show up how they want to. Yes.
All the things.
Also, let me know if I get frozen. Let me know. Just be like,
no, I'm just kidding.
I think he froze, and then we can put that in the counter. It'll be like a frozen counter.
Count for that.
And maybe the chat can help us too. Like, hey, can you put it in there every time I freeze?
Remember what for frozen?
Yes. What is your intention for the training today?
Yeah. Love your intention, by the way. I think that's so great. And if you also, just to plug, if you want to share an intention that you have with this topic, we would love to hear from that, and any gratitude that you have to share. For me, my intention is to invite in curiosity around this topic and talking about fear, as well as like safety again. A lot of times fear is stemming from like this place of, like you were mentioning, like this lack of control. And so I feel like if we're able to create that safe place, you're able to come back to yourself and like you mentioned, gain that power. So for me, I want to create a safe, give ourselves permission to step into safety when it comes to our communication. So
we really like that.
That really felt like an award holding moment.
Yes, an intentional award, I would say.
My other intention for this live today is to let everyone know once again that today is Juhong's birthday. So if you haven't already, please comment in the chat. Happy birthday, Juhong. We are so grateful he's alive. Don't forget to do that. So important.
We're at 5. We're barely started. We're barely
starting.
And we are already at 5.
You give me a goal and watch out.
All right. And then Vampire Queenly, if you can help us. So basically, anytime Kayla mentions that it's my birthday, then we have to add to that counter. So you just type in like Kayla count, and then since we're at 5 already, the next one would be 6, and so on and so forth as the math goes.
Yeah, I think this is going to turn into a clip of like the compilation of how many times I said happy birthday during this live. Oh, and by the way,
this will be a bonus clip. Oh no, we don't have that yet. So cheering and all that stuff is for monies. For people to support us.
Well,
we'll talk about that.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off stream. But all right. So also, Monster Andy, just if you want to, we already said stated our gratitude for the day. If you want to toss in the chat what you're grateful for today, feel free to do so. Maybe it's like having amazing teammates and games and things like that. Wins. Yeah, all the wins too.
All the wins.
And grateful for all the learning moments too.
Yes, so true.
Although they're harder to take, but yeah, they're good too.
they're good. They're why we're here to get to those learning moments.
Yes.
Before we jump into, we're going to do like an icebreaker and then we'll get into our topic for today. We wanted to just remind you guys that this is intended to be a safe and supportive environment for us to learn and grow all together. And in that, we do have we want to make the chat also safe and supportive. So if it is necessary, we will ban people. We will have no problem doing that when it comes to ensuring that everyone feels safe and supported in this environment. So just so you know. Also, another important expectation for today is that everybody who comes in needs to say happy birthday to Juhong. So make sure you put that in the chat. It's his birthday. We want to celebrate him taking the time today on his special day to be here with us talking about this topic. So please make sure you do that.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay. Thanks for that. Do you want to jump in? Do you want to do our icebreaker first?
Heck yeah, I want to do the icebreaker.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. So this is for everybody in the chat, and then we will discuss it first, so that way you have time to think on it. But since today's my birthday and I love food, our question for today for a little icebreaker is: what is your go-to favorite dish when you need some comfort? Your go-to favorite? I guess I could have just said comfort food dish. Like, what is your go-to? Oh. I'm just gonna highlight this one.
So sweet. So sweet.
Oh yeah, true. Yes, amazing friends, and yeah. So my we'll talk about that real quick. We should that would be also a good topic, like how to process different ways to process like tough times. I don't know. I'll put that down. Process
I was
difficult.
gonna say that is like a broad topic.
Difficult.
But yeah,
difficult
I think
life situations.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and we can go into more detail.
Thanks for sharing that, Vampire Queen, and I love your gratitude. It's beautiful. So thanks for sharing. If anyone else wants to share, we'd love to hear from you guys. This is what makes our community what it is. So
yeah, and also our favorite comfort food.
Yes.
Yeah. I can go first since it was my question.
Yeah.
My favorite comfort food is pasta. Oh no.
I see someone was having a hard time.
I'm kind of want to test out during this competition stage. Then they're like on your face.
Oh, cool. That's fine.
Are you okay? I can move you.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Here, we can put them on my face.
All good. Ooh, okay. We're getting some answers
pasta.
here.
See, and I was gonna say pasta. I was also gonna say pasta. I was gonna say just generally pasta is just always man, it's just always is great. And then Vampire Queen put sarmale, which is a Romanian, Romanian dish. It's like pickled cabbage. And it's pickled cabbage, but then you also have like pork in it. Ooh. Oh, it is just one of these days. Don't worry, you're gonna get some.
Right. All right. Say less.
Spoonhouse pasta. I want to say Spoonhouse is a restaurant. I think it's
I actually just looked it up. It definitely is. If there's any specific dishes, we would love to know.
At Spoonhouse Pasta.
Yeah, at Spoonhouse Pasta.
Yeah.
Or I guess the place is called Spoonhouse, but their pasta's fire.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Grateful for your children.
I'm grateful for my beautiful children.
That's so great.
I don't have children, but I feel that. Because we're both mentors at Big Brothers Big Sisters. So I mean, we have like our mentees or littles. I don't know. I feel like Jacob feels like
it's definitely different than having children.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Yes.
But we do engage with kids often, and like the beautiful like experiences that we have from engaging with them.
Yeah.
Perspectives. It's like nothing else like it. So
it's amazing.
It's
awesome.
That. I love that.
But yeah, stuffed cabbage with the sarmale.
I want to share my favorite comfort food. And right now, my go-to has been a grilled cheese with like a tomato soup.
You mentioned that I think last week too.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I think
It's
so.
been
Or
a
I don't know.
really
Maybe
big hyperfixation for me of like
yes. Grilled
grilled
cheese
cheese and tomato
and the
soup.
cheese.
It's just, especially with, I mean, in Southern California, it's getting colder. It's like not that cold, but I'm like, ooh, cozy, you know. Oh my gosh, yes.
Wait, why does that? Why did everyone else suffer? I'm assuming it's because you're lactose intolerant. But
Oh, I see. That would
I
make
feel
sense. I
like
was like,
that's
I don't get it either. I mean, it's such a gift to have a grilled cheese.
it is.
I love it.
Yes, yeah. It's a gift for the person consuming it, not
Yeah,
necessarily a gift for everyone else.
everyone else give it
Um,
depending on your tummy issues.
but I feel like people who are lactose intolerant are always the ones who are like, "Nah, it's fine. I'll just get over. It's fine. It's okay." And I'm like, "Well,
Right.
I'm not staying anywhere near you. You can go home and now and be away from me for a while until you process that." Um, oh my gosh, yeah.
Awesome. So real
Um,
though. So
yeah.
real.
Akasha is also a good friend too.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
yeah, her kids really are amazing.
Oh.
I don't think they're lactose intolerant. I don't even know if maybe because grilled cheese is not like grilled cheese sandwiches aren't really a thing in Romania, but
Mhm.
I don't know if I've ever made. Oh, next time I'll have to make your kids some grilled cheese sandwiches and maybe tomato soup. I have
Yeah.
to find some recipes.
Yeah.
I'll find some recipes, make it from scratch.
We'll have to like store some in your suitcase next time you go over or something.
Yes, yeah. Um,
Oh.
oh my gosh. Anyways, grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. Oh man, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Toga Eater, our number one fan.
Our
Has
number one
been here
fan.
since day one.
Mhm.
Day one. My birthday. It's my
It's
birthday.
Whose birthday
Whose
today? If
birthday is
anyone
it?
hasn't heard, I think this is
Oh, yeah.
Kayla count number 7 now.
Is this Kayla count?
We're
Can
seeing
someone
how
help
many
me keep track of
times
these? Right,
how
Kayla
many times
count.
I can say happy birthday to Juhong during our live today. So if you'd like
Oh wow,
to
we
join
both
me,
listed.
feel free to
Yeah.
share happy birthday.
Yes, you can talk now. Is it?
I
Do
love
we
it.
have like
I guess
a
it's a
pause
10-minute delay
Is that what it
of
is?
like,
We
well,
slowed them down by 10 minutes.
or maybe just
Did
for
we?
like new followers or something. I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that we are crippling y'all with this this thing.
Yeah,
Um,
seriously.
thank you.
Thanks everyone for
let
your
me
patience.
let me get in here.
Oh man, good to know.
So Juke Man, if you want to post what you're grateful for today, and and also what is your favorite go-to comfort food? That's
Yes.
our question for today.
And same for you, Toga Eater. We want to hear from you
And
too.
also Toga Eater, yes. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. You know, for a while we used to Toga Eater, and it was really easy to like monitor this chat, and then now it's just like blowing up,
Yeah, thanks,
almost like that
y'all.
grilled cheese.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Damn.
You know, and I got my birthday coffee today that I didn't finish earlier, so
Love it. So you're getting like
smoked meat.
hyped up right now.
Yeah, I'm super hyped up right now. Smoked meat. I love me some smoked meat.
Yes.
And I don't mean that in a frisky way. I mean like I like smoked meat. Yeah, boba. Oh, I don't know if I can get free boba. You know what? I need to be better. I know. You know what? Let me.
Dang, Juhong, you're letting
Sorry,
our viewers
I know, I'm
down
so
without
sorry.
having boba.
Next week. I'll have boba next week.
Sounds good.
I'll go get some boba next week. Today
I
was
love
Starbucks. Let me work on getting this thing so people don't have to wait to.
Yeah. Do you want to quickly?
I'll work on that while you do all the other.
Okay, cool.
The rest of our thing.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take over now. And by the way,
please.
happy birthday to Juhong. We want to send him some great happy birthday vibes. If you haven't heard already, it's his birthday, so make sure you share happy birthday.
Yeah, I turned 24 today.
And what did you say?
I turned 24 today.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. 24 is a great year.
It
Great
is.
year.
I'm finding out that, you know what, I think it's going to be a great year. Thank you, Vampire Queen Lee. Yes, the
Yes, thank
KC8. I love it.
you.
KC8. That's good.
Yes, happy
Oh my
birthday.
gosh,
We're at
really
number
lucky Sunny.
80.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. Did anybody else bring boba? Can we get this spotlight off me with the boba?
Honestly,
It's like, take it, give it to somebody else. Godparents, family, and friends. Good
oh,
food are dumplings. Oh my gosh, what
ooh,
kind of
that's a
dumplings? There's
good
so many
one.
dumplings. There's
That's a
so
good
many
one.
different types of dumplings. But dumplings in general are just great. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
I
there's
mean,
like so many
it's
of them.
fantastic.
Oh man. Oh, dumplings sound amazing right now.
They do. They sound so good.
Gosh. Okay, let's get to our thing. It's 25 minutes. We need to get to our topic.
We
for
love
today.
just hanging out, you guys. Okay,
We
so
do.
our topic, as a reminder for anyone who's new, is how fear impacts communication. And we really want to understand that and then be able to make that shift in our communication from that fear into a place of love and authenticity. So we do have 4 questions that we want to talk about today. And Chuang, do we want to just like start jumping in?
Yeah,
You ready?
let's just do
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
So
Apple dumplings. What are apple dumplings? Okay, anyways. All right. Let's go. Pork and chive. Oh, those are so good. Okay, continue. Let's go.
Getting
Stay
distracted.
focused.
Okay.
Let's focus.
So our very first question, well, I want to share like our first 2 questions because I feel like we're gonna eventually start jumping into the second one. But the first question is, what does it actually look like when fear is running the conversation? So, what is a fear-based communication looking like? We want to identify that for you guys so that way you can be like, oh, maybe that is me. Maybe I do have some qualities that are tapped into that fear. And then the second question is, why do we default into fear instead of love, even when we know better, right? So let's jump into that first question, but I know we're going to bleed into that second one. So Juhong, what does it look like when fear is running a conversation for you?
So, based on my own experience and also kind of what I've talked to an Asian mom, fear-based discussion, I would say that's usually when I feel like, for myself, is when my anxiety starts to kick in. And I'm usually, for me, the fear is that I'm worried that the conversation isn't going to go how I want it to go or how I'm hoping it's going to go. And then so as soon as my anxiety starts kicking in, my heartbeat starts racing, and then I'm just like, I just start like spewing stuff out and just super reactionary to whatever the other person is saying, but like not even giving them time to say a whole sentence maybe. And I'm just rapid firing and just go, kind of like how I am with this coffee, like just go. And then from what I've seen from others, I feel like most people, and we kind of talked about this before the stream started, but that a lot of people usually resort to, well, I guess it would be more like fight or flight, because like they usually get angry and then they either like blow up and they're just like, oh, tons and tons of energy, really, really big, or they just like shut down and they're just like, whatever, I'm done. Like I don't want to risk anymore in this conversation. That's kind of what I've seen and experienced myself as well.
Absolutely.
What would you say, Kayla?
Yeah, I feel like kind of similar. I love to like have control because it makes me feel really anxious when fear starts to creep in. And so I'm like, okay, where can I grab onto anything that's going to make me feel like stable? And it can be like literally something that has no substance to it, but I'm looking to grab onto it and grab some sort of reins, cough, anxious attachment style. And from there, I feel like if things are going well in regards to my control, I love to fight. When things are not going well for me, I love flight. I love
okay. So when you're winning, you go more aggressive, and when you're losing, you're like, no, I'm done.
Oh hell yeah, I got this. I got the reins, right? I'm ready to go in. I've got this. It's that like that it really like it turns into like this ego situation, really. And I was actually like, when I started to like think about like fear, and I was like, well, what's the difference between fear and ego and all those things? And like fear really is like a biological response, right? And ego is like a protection mechanism that we have that wants to stay alive, right? And it feeds off of fear, and it utilizes fear to keep it going, right? And so I think that that's like important too, to like check in with like, is this my ego, or am I actually in like a place of true fear where that's taking over, or do I just need to like check myself? Because I do feel like when it truly is fear, it can become really there's like no control there. It is a loose cannon. You feel I get a lot of like physical responses too when I'm like in those fear-based situations, where like I might start like sweating more or talking faster. You feel your heart rate start ramping up. Things like that I start to experience when I'm in those like fear-based situations. And then, like I said, if I start to feel like it's not going well and I'm getting that amped up energy and the fear is going, and then I love to just shut down when it starts to not go my way and peace out and basically hide and walk away. If anyone has experienced that and shuts down, go ahead and drop a me in the chat. I know I'm not alone out there.
Let me put a me. Hold on one second. Although I feel like for me, and it's funny because Vampire Queenly can probably share more on that part of it. But I'm usually, I think, that talk very aggressively and be very pushy, and in the way of just like, I just bulldoze you, like no matter what, even if I feel like, oh, you know, maybe I'm not right in this situation or whatever, like I'm just gonna bulldoze you and you're just going to like submit to my word attack. Like it's just, that's it. Like there's no way. Like that's how I used to do that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone in the chat can just resonate with any of this. Or yes, I can talk the stars off the sky.
We got
I can make the stars realize or feel like they don't think they belong there. Anyways, it's crazy. But what were you saying? Sorry, you said something in that.
Honestly, it's gone.
Okay, it's gone. Sorry. See, look, I just bulldozed it. Oh god.
No, you didn't. You did not. No. That's not true.
But yeah, I mean, if you feel this, you know, you can put a yes in the chat. Like if you resonate with any of this, or if you have your own feelings of like how you feel like fear has shown up in your conversations, whether it was you or maybe another person, what you've experienced, please share in the chat, because that is going to be great, because then we can help y'all kind of walk through that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we did kind of, like you said, jump into that second question a little bit. We did kind of get over into it. Why do we default to fear instead of love? Even when we know better. I think that's funny, the even when we know better part, because I think there's a lot of times, and we talked about this in the last stream, like life is going so fast that I think even if we know better, like you might be even in the middle of saying something and you're like, why am I saying this? But I'm just gonna keep going. And because everything's happening so fast, and we talk about this ramp of energy that you talked about, I've talked about, Vampire Queen Lee has talked about, like because we have this ramped energy, and on top of that, like everything else taking over, like there's no time to think about, oh, maybe I should do this better, or I should do it this way, or I should whatever. Like there's nothing like that. It's just no, go. And the why do we default to fear instead of love? I always talk about, it's like a neuroscience-y thing, but it's this idea that, you know, our lizard brains, they are so focused on just surviving.
Yep.
And so no matter what, we're always going to default to that, unless we practice not doing that, practice other more resourceful things. and that our minds it can't tell the difference between an actual physical life-threatening threat versus a social threat, and treats them both the same way. But yeah, I don't know, what are your thoughts too on that?
No, I completely agree. Like, neuroscience definitely plays into this, and I've had like a really traumatic experience that I went through where I ended up having like getting diagnosed with PTSD and whatnot, and really having like, oh wow, this is what this fight or flight looks like, where like I really feel so out of control. Like there's no like consciousness here when it's happening. And so I think it's super important to talk about that, because those things like can totally take, like, your body is literally doing things that feel out of control because they kind of are. And I did a little bit of research. There's this like polyvagal framework, and it like has like this bell curve kind of like look to it, and on the bottom, are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I think so. Kind of? I know the like vagus responses and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. So the like bottom is like the ventral vagal, which essentially is like our ability to like communicate and feel safe and like have compassion, right? Like these are this is like this place of love that Juhong and I are talking about, that we want to be like moving and activating from. And then we have our sympathetic nervous system, which is the whole like fight or flight.
Yeah.
And then at the very top of this like bell curve, we have like the dorsal like shutdown, essentially, which is freeze. And I do want to say that like some of these can exist at the same time. Just so you guys know, it's like not necessarily like black and white with these. Sometimes you're like in fight or flight and then you hit shutdown, but then you're like, you know, back and forth, or like vice versa. Or with like sometimes that shutdown is also with like vagal. Anyways, it can overlap essentially. But I think these are like super important things to realize, that like when you're in those heightened places, and we've been kind of like utilizing like the word like heightened energy, because sometimes it feels that way, like that pent up those feelings, that the anxiety, the overwhelm, the lack of control, right? When you're in those places, like your brain is right, like you're not able, like your body is literally not able to listen, and you're trying to communicate. You can't communicate without listening, right? Your memory isn't as good. So, you know, you might have those moments like in the past in conversations where you're like, well, I don't remember you saying that. Well, you literally were in fight or flight, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like you weren't there mentally anyways.
You weren't
like
there. You were your body took you into a different place. And so like all of these, I just like want to say, I like sharing this because it makes you feel less crazy. And at least for myself, it made me feel less crazy, being like, oh, okay, so my body's doing this to protect itself. Okay, well, let's start tapping into awareness, right? Let's start tapping into ways that I can work with myself to get out of that place of shutdown, to get out of that place of fight or flight, to end up in that place of love. And I think that sometimes, like, even in those moments where we might know that we can activate from that place of love or like choose differently, but the fight or flight can just like take you off, right? And so especially if you don't have experience or awareness or a life coach that's able to help support you along that journey, right? So it's totally normal for these things to like get crazy, get out of control, and be like, what the hell is going on? So let me know if any of this makes sense for you guys, or if any of you guys have heard of this, or if
you have questions,
have experienced this. Maybe I know Juhong and I aren't like crazy people out here. I know that other people have experienced these like moments of freezing up, of feeling those physical body signs that are telling you, I am in this place of fear rather than in a place of ready to work from a place of love and compassion and understanding. Because I'm fighting here.
I'm fighting so hard that you're not even here.
Literally. Yeah.
it's just crazy. It's like that autopilot mode. It's like that emergency autopilot that's just like your life is in danger, shut everything down and just respond to survive, and that's it.
Yep.
Even if that means telling a loved one like, get the hell out of here, like I never want to see you again, like whatever it is, and then you don't even yeah.
I think it really, I also like utilizing like inner child work for this too, of like being like, would you talk to a kid like that, in the sense of like, if a kid says that to you, sorry, let me rephrase what I'm saying. You just said that you might say to a loved one, get out of here, I never want to see your face again, right?
Yeah.
For anyone who's worked with kids and have experienced them going into those states of fight or flight, right? They say some things that they don't mean. They probably forget that they've said these things, right? This is like a perfect example of like going through that process, right? And what do we tell kids? At least like nowadays, right? Maybe not back in the day, but nowadays we might be like, go take a breath, or like, you don't really mean that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're inviting in grace into the space. We're inviting in a moment to slow down, to re-regulate, because obviously you're not your best self. Right? And so I think inner child work, like we need to also do that for ourselves too, because we're all just like that little kid self, you know, at the end of the day that's inside. And we need to be able to like treat that person with care. When people start lashing out and activating from that place of fear, I really do see it as their inner child self, like screaming out for help, screaming out to be validated, to be protected, to be cared for. And so when you're able to see, and whether that's yourself or someone else in your life, when you're able to see it from that lens and that perspective, and able to care and see like, they're just really hurting right now. So instead of maybe matching them or ignoring them, I mean, sometimes ignoring is good. Just being able to mentally make a note to yourself of like, they just need some time and space.
Yeah. I mean, I think
this isn't their best self. So let me make space so that way we can have their best self a part of this conversation.
Yeah. And I think, well, I know like Vampire Queen can probably, yeah, I agree. It's definitely hard to do that for long periods of time, like when the other person is just not, and you know, communication is a two-way street, right? Like you can't always be the one giving and always being the one that's, and we actually talked about this last week about like emotional intelligence doesn't just mean that, oh well, now I have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and because everyone is in their own journey, and so like that means everyone can do whatever they want and I just have to understand that. And it's like, well, no, like initially, you know, for you it's like, okay, make myself aware that fear is showing up in this conversation right now, and my fear is starting to take over the conversation that I want to have. Then going, okay, now let me take control back and go, hey, don't press the red button. We're good. Let's just take a breath, like time out real quick. Let me recollect myself, remind myself that I'm safe.
Yep.
And then jump back into the conversation. And like you said, right? Like if it's like, hey, we need a timeout, like let's take a break. You go like blow off some steam. I'm going to go do my own thing. We'll come back after we're calm and we have this conversation again. Although Vampire Queen Lee will tell you in the beginning of our relationship, I definitely did not do that. And I was like, well, we're having this conversation. I don't care what's going on
now.
We are doing this, and I'm not going anywhere until we have resolved this. Like, this is what it is. And she'd be like, give me space. I'm like, no. Thankfully, it did work out for us. You know, it happened. But, you know, but then if the other person, after coming back or even in that moment, is like, no, I don't care, whatever, and is just super toxic and is just not going to show up in a respectful way to the conversation, then I mean, I don't know what I mean, you can say what you think, and for me, I'm like, all right, you know what, I gave you the chance. Like, I wanted to have like a more civil, respectful conversation, but if you can't show up for me that way, then you know what, we can, depending on what the situation, the relationship is, you know, either it's, hey, I need to put you on the shelf, and like when you're ready, you come back and then we can talk again, or it's, you know, just that's it, I'm done, like we can't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are your thoughts? And
Yeah,
between me or anybody else too, what are your thoughts on that?
totally. I definitely think like burnout and like maintaining and holding space for one person is not healthy, and do not recommend. However, I do think that it can be helpful as a person who is maybe holding space to be able to just see it from that perspective, rather than, I think for a long time, I'm thinking of like a specific relationship in my life. I really wanted them to show up in a certain way, or I just was like, why can't they be this person for me, or why can't they, like, gosh, this is so hopeless, like all these things. And when I was able to like recognize like this person is actually just like activating from this place of fear, they truly do want better, they just don't have the tools right now. Is that necessarily my job to hold their hand as they get these tools? I think that depends. And I don't always think that is true. And I do think like that's why there's life coaches, there's therapists, like there's other support systems. I don't think that one person should be someone's sole source of support and setting that expectation. But I think that can really help in inviting in even like some forgiveness, inviting in love, and allow you, even though, because when someone is coming at you from fear, it can cause you to want to be in that place of fear too, right? Because it's elevating that energy, but that can drop you back into, okay, I'm activating from my place of love in this situation. This is how I'm showing up in that way. That doesn't mean that you need to be around that person all the time. That doesn't mean that you need to hold that space all the time. But I think when you are in that interaction, come back to your place of love instead of fear. And like, I do think that love, oftentimes, we're going to like get into this later, like, what does it mean to speak from love? I think that can also be tough love. That can be having those hard conversations, or being like, this person isn't ready for this hard conversation, so that means there needs to be a boundary in place to be able to protect me, protect my so yeah. Is that helpful? Did that answer?
I agree.
You guys are welcome to share.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And Vampire Queen Lee, like, let us know if that helps. Because I think too often, especially those of us who are very empathetic and want to like heal the world, and I feel your pain and I want to just be here for you, and especially if they're relationships that are very close to us, like family members or really close friends that we grew up with, and to just like say that, man, I spent all this time with this person, but I can't keep holding that space for them. I think too often we let those relationships go longer than they should, or at least we don't set that hard boundary of, look, I love you and I want to be here for you. You make it really hard for me to do that and to show up. And when you're ready and you can accept that I'm trying to be here for you, and that like at the end of the day I'm just trying to support you and all that, and keep our relationship or our friendship, whatever it is, intact, then I need to put you on the shelf, because I can't, like, this is not healthy for me. And like you don't have to go down with the ship, like you can get off, get on a lifeboat,
get off at any time.
On a lifeboat.
100%. I really support that, of like, again, boundaries. That'll definitely be a future topic that we talk about.
Yes.
Further is like boundaries, and like, where is it, like, this is not we are beyond communicating. That's important to know too. But if you're in a situation where it's like, we are trying to work on our communication, I think definitely inviting in that grace for yourself and the other person is going to help with reducing that fear that's coming about, and being able to say like, oh, they're moving, they're just like, when you're in a place of fear, you're not your best self. So how are you really truly able to have like a heart-centered, like caring, loving conversation? Like you can't, can you?
True. Yeah, like we were so focused on showing up, but then like, but if you're only showing up and you're at like 20% because you're so burnt out,
Yes.
like,
Right. Like, are
just
you
get out,
really
go
able to
recharge.
be your best? And I think also like acknowledging that like I'm really trying to like meet you here, but I'm not there and I'm struggling. Like, again, I think that brings like that allows it in that authenticity and love that Juhong and I are looking to like advocate for through this conversation of like being able to be truthful. And I'm excited for us to like go into our like recommendations on like how to make these shifts in energy so that way you guys aren't just like, this is what do you mean, Kayla? Like, this is like crazy and toxic. And like, how are we just supposed to be like chill about it? You know, that's not necessarily what we're saying. I feel like it's totally fine to have like your reactions and whatnot. Absolutely. Feel your feelings. But we're like excited to be able to, and like we want to remember the goal is to have like love-centered communication, not be in these places of fear, whether that's ourselves, whether that's the person that we're communicating with. We're both of us, right? So yeah. I also want to say like too, a lot of times we also can make these like unconscious vows in our childhood or from our trauma that are learned that cause us to also be making these like fear-based communication decisions. And this I think is coming from a stance of like self-reflection, not necessarily for you to go to like your partner or whatever and be like, I spot, you know, like I think that's for them to to maybe go through, or I mean, you can check in with that, but anyways, I want to encourage you to do that own self-reflection of maybe like where do you have these unconscious vows that you've made of like, maybe I'm not worthy of speaking up and speaking my truth or being honest to the true extent that I truly feel, right? Checking in with yourself and seeing how that might be influencing your fear in these conversations as well, I think is super important. So yeah. Jung, do you have anything else you want to like talk about in regards to like why we're defaulting to fear?
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
Cool.
Yeah, and anything I want to say, I think it really, in these next two questions, this is really where
totally
I want to bring that up.
Can I say one more thing? Sorry. I just also wanted to say that I also feel like when you're so like we have our intention for conversation, right? Communication, and we have normally a goal of why we're talking about something. And fear creates a whole nother intention that I feel like can take your attention completely away from the original like goal or intention for communication. And so that's just also a checkpoint for you to check in with. So
yeah. I mean, actually, that's a great segue into the next question of how can we start recognizing those fear-based moments in real time and then shift the energy. One thing that I love, and I talk about this book all the time. It's not here. This is just the question so that everybody has it. And please put your answers in the chat. What you feel like are some moments where you can recognize those fear-based moments in real time, and how you have either been able to successfully shift your energy, and maybe some things that like, man, you know what? I tried this and man, it did not work. And so with that, the amazing book called Crucial Conversations, I talk about it all the time. I give it a lot of credit when it comes to like my marriage, because I was like, oh my gosh, how do I have these conversations? And one thing to talk about is just really, I mean, like we did this right when we started, is setting your intention for the conversation, right? So, okay, what do I actually want in this conversation? And is it to support the other person? Is it to love the other person? Is it to whatever? And then one way you can kind of check in is as you're talking, keep asking yourself, is this fitting my intention of supporting the other person? Is this fitting my intention of wanting to love the other person? Is this fitting my intention for me to show up for this person in a supportive way? And if you're realizing that the words you're using, the tone you're using, the gestures, all the things, my body language, if it's not matching that, then okay, what do I need to do to reset my intention? Because right now, maybe my intention feels like, well, I need to crush this person because they don't understand, or like I need to crush them because whatever, or I need to end this conversation now by whatever. Like I'm gonna aim below the belt, and we're just gonna we're gonna play dirty. So I would say that's one way that I love, just checking in and asking yourself throughout the conversation. Maybe after everything you say, like, "Ooh, did that fit my intention of wanting to do this?" Sometimes it's good to ask the other person what they want from you as well, but it depends on the situation and the person. Yes, I agree 100%. Oh my gosh, it's almost like she has like a life coach as a husband or something. No, honestly, so Vampire Queen Lee, very empathetic, very emotionally aware, I feel like, and 100%, I think asking the other person what they want from you. I would say that's more of a strategy for not necessarily recognizing those fear-based moments in real time, but definitely a great strategy, like I guess you're kind of setting that intention together, like, hey, what do you need from me? How can I support you? And so that was great. That was a great
Absolutely answer. I mean, I feel like that can remove a lot of fear. I mean, even in the moment when you're like, okay, we're starting to freak out, okay, why are we having this conversation again? And I'm not trying to be, disrespectful, rude, or anything. I'm just being, why are we talking about this? Why is this important to you, and why is this important to me, right? And how do we want to show up? I think that reset can be so powerful, even in those like icky moments. Of like, wait, my intention for being here. And I actually wrote down kind of like a practice conversation, and I feel like this conversation can happen like in the workplace, it can happen with a partner, with a loved one, anything. But I think it's so important to recognize like what your common ground is. So if we want to do it from a workplace perspective, for example, like our common ground is that we want to have a healthy workplace. So I know, Juhong, that we both really care about having a really great life. And we both want to achieve having easy communication. And XYZ would really help me to achieve that with you. And then I think what's most important is that you then ask, is that something that you could help me with? Right? Because nothing is worse than creating fear by asking someone, hey, Juhong, if I was like, Juhong, can you help me make this a successful life by spending 100 hours a week, going above and beyond and doing all the work, so that way I feel amazing and like fresh lettuce at our life? Great. I love this conversation. It feels so good for me. No. No. And then not even giving them the opportunity to say like, yeah, that's something I can do or not. So first, like having the vulnerability to share what it is that you need, and then taking it another level, is that something that you're capable of? And that, I feel like, invites in that love and care and gives them the opportunity to show up for you.
Yeah.
And then they can say, you know what? Joanne could be like, Kayla, 100 hours ain't gonna happen. Love your enthusiasm. That's not gonna work. But how does 5 hours a week sound? And if we split the work, right? And being able to have that healthy communication, and then opening up for the other side. that sounds great, Juhong, or no, that doesn't sound great, right? Like that's where you can continue to have that conversation and that discussion. And then you have to do the flip side, right? Juhong, this is our goal. This is what we care about. What is it that you need from me to be able to like hit this goal too? And then being honest, is this something that I can actually support them with, right? Because you don't want to, because then it's going to create fear and it's going to create conflict if you say you're going to do something and then you're not, and then we have tension and we're blah, 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 all those things, right? Like I think we've all been in those situations, right? So just, and then ending that conversation by repeating both, making sure, and like, am I missing anything? Now we have a game plan. Amazing. That's heart-centered, that's cared, that gives everyone the opportunity to like speak their truth. And I do think that if like, that's like also in a perfect world, right? That's like ideal communication. I feel like if it's starting not to go that way, or if it's starting to get spicy or triggering, maybe, whatever it may be, I think also just like taking time to like slow down and walk away is essentially what needs to happen. I don't know. What do you think, Juhong?
So it's funny. So like crucial conversations, they call it like creating shared pools of meaning, which I love. And the way I've brought that up with people is like, if you, I think kind of a little bit of like kind of what like Vampire Queen Lee said about like she feeling like this only works when the other person is true to themselves and aware of what they need and want as well. 100%. And I think when you create these like shared pools of meaning where it's like, all right, you can put stuff into the pool and I will put stuff in the pool. What usually happens is like someone will be like, all right, well, I'm going to put stuff in the pool. And then when you're like, oh, I want to put something. No. Well, what do you want to put in? Oh, okay, then that's okay. Yeah, okay, go ahead. You can put that in there. And oh, no, not that stuff. Don't put that stuff in there. And I think when you work it that way of like actually keeping it open and like everyone can just share, I think that's kind of one way to like create that space for people. And as you go through that process, kind of like what you said, like how like, well, now there's a contract at the end of it. So it's like, okay, assuming that you are being true to yourself and you are saying, okay, I can agree to this and this is what I need and want. Assuming you're telling the truth, then this is what it will be. And then, okay, that's it. But now we've had this understanding of, okay, this is what it means. And then so that way, if it doesn't, like you do something or whatever, and the other person's like, what do you do? And you're like, but we said this is how it was going to be. Then now you can reference that point and be like, hey, look, remember when we had that conversation? We had this open conversation about this thing, and you said this. Oh, well, yeah, okay. Okay, cool, great. So is that actually what you wanted, or did you want something else? And then you can like reassess, open that shared pool of meaning again. Okay, put in, take out what isn't supposed to be there, put in the stuff they want to put in there. And I think through that process, Vampire Queen Lee, that person will hopefully eventually get to that point. But then again, like we said in the beginning, if it's just not happening, then like, I do like a 3-strike rule. Like, okay, you get 3 strikes. And if there's like no improvement, like, because obviously, we're all changing, we're learning, and things are new to us, then it will take some time and we're going to mess it up sometimes still. But you can see when someone is actually putting in the work to try and make a difference or be different and change, that as long as they're doing that, then give them the credit. And then, okay, fine. That won't count as a strike. That's a foul ball. No worries. We'll fix it. We'll adjust. So great. And you adjust and adjust and adjust. So that's kind of what I would just add to that. And it's essentially, it's what you said. It's just using that. Crucial Conversations is such a great book. I highly recommend it. It's not the book we're reading right now. Right now we're reading The Perfectionist Trap.
Yep.
Little plug for our book club, The Perfectionist Trap. They don't talk about that in here.
That's fine.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I would add to that. And I don't know, hopefully, again, Vampire Queen Lee, hopefully that helps. If anyone else is alive in the chat,
hello.
Put a yes Put a yes in the chat if you're alive. If you're alive out there, put a yes in the chat.
We'd love to know you're breathing. It's important to us.
Hopefully Vampire Queen Lee didn't drink all of your blood and now you're just zombies. Like Army of the Undead. Yay, Toga Eater. You know, you can get some octopi in there, you know, or some
seriously, we've been waiting this whole time for that.
But hopefully this information makes sense. And hopefully you're kind of getting some value out of this, which I think you are. But you know, just let us know. Just check in. Just want to make sure you got a pulse still.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that so I'm thinking thinking about my relationship with my mom. My mom we have an interesting relationship. She is not always the best communicator. She definitely loves to step into a place of fight and be combative at times. Definitely ego comes out, and it's difficult. It's absolutely so difficult at times to be able to communicate with her, to share my preferences even without hurting her feelings, because you know, she's coming from this place of care, and then when I say I want something different, it can seem like I don't care, right? It can get really complicated. And I would get triggered, right? And I would, from her reactions, I would be then amping myself up, which is creating all of these just unhealthy communication, right?
Yeah.
Anything coming out of our mouths is not coming from that place of love. And so what has really helped me, like I mentioned earlier, of like recognizing like, hey, my mom is just a little girl. She's living life for the first time. She's doing the best she can with the tools that she has. And like, the tools she was given were not that great. She's doing her best. And it is really hard at times to, like, I feel like that can be a whole nother conversation that we have about forgiveness, right? Anyways, that has really helped me though, working through that place of forgiveness, to get to a place where I'm ready and feel safe myself to be able to step into a place of having healthier communication with her. So that's been a really big part of my journey in regards to having conversations with someone who previously had really toxic communication with. And I've been able to notice that when I come into things where now I'm trying to provide feedback to her and have those harder conversations, when I'm able to come into them from a place of softness and from a place of love, and this normally requires a lot of time beforehand. Just want to preface that.
I mean, you can't just be like all of a sudden, all right, let me turn on the love switch. Here we go.
Yeah, no, like especially when it's deep rooted, especially when like the triggers are coming out and they're ready to dig their claws in, and it's like, oh my god, here we go again. Like, what the hell? Like, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Like, Jesus, like, right? Like all those frustrations, and then I'm like, let me go move my body. Let me get this like anger and frustration out. Let me get checked in. Let me get grounded. That's why I love yoga. I love sound healing, these things, to be able to like learn how to like check in with your body. We talked earlier about how fear is like these physical responses that we are experiencing. If you aren't tuned in with your body, it's really hard to check those and to feel like you're in control in a sense, right? So anyways, it's just so important to check in with your body, get away, take care of yourself, pour into your cup, whatever that looks like, practice that self-compassion, and then be able to practice those. And I really want to like let you guys know that the first conversation that you guys are gonna have, where you're like, okay, here we go, Juhong and Kayla were talking about this freaking love communication stuff, blah blah blah, whatever, here we go. They don't know who I'm dealing with, right? It's probably not going to go great, and don't set up that expectation for yourself that it's going to be like perfect and like good and golden, right? This is like a moving target. This is like, you're going to learn tools through your own experience with this and how you need to regulate yourself to be able to step into these moments. And so, yeah, I just think that it's helpful to remind yourself that, like, it takes time, it takes practice, it takes messing up. And one of my like favorite things to do when I'm having communication with people that I really love and care about, that I know our intention and I know the conversation is going south, I'm like, that this is making me feel really shitty right now, what you're saying, and I'm taking it a whole nother direction. Could we maybe try it again? Can we just say, pause? I know that we care about each other. Let's pause this. Let's try this again. Because this is not working.
Yeah.
And I think that with the person that you're working on your communication with, they're going to start to recognize that you are doing things differently, right? And they're going to start to cue in onto that, whether or not you're able to have a conversation about that or not. And I think they're going to begin to get curious. They're going to be like, wait, that conversation felt way better. Right?
Hopefully.
I mean, I'm not saying that these are like for sure. Just through my experience, that's what I've had so far. Again, we're all, I think, I don't know, I'm just like a firm believer in like the inner child. And if you're able to meet someone with that love, care, and grace that they might be so desperately seeking, and again, not in like a like, it's complicated. I'm trying to generalize. It's hard to generalize. It's not general. Like, you can't generalize these situations.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things that are pretty universal, but yeah, I think there's always
but it is like,
that makes
again,
it very different.
Yeah, like my situation with this, like with my mom, is going to be very different than your situation with your mom, right? Like, everyone has their own experiences, and you know, that I feel like what we're here to do is to essentially like provide hope, provide care, provide love, invite you not to give up, or create space where it's needed. Yeah. So, yeah. Cool.
And I think like Vampire Queen Lee said that hers is narcissistic, and I think that's really hard, especially when you're talking about loved ones who you've spent so much time with. Mm-hmm. I would say, I mean, I think we kind of mentioned this before, but just, I mean, you got to let that person figure it out, you know, and maybe until they figure it out, like, you just don't interact as much as possible, right? Because like Vampire Queen Lee is taking care of her mom and with the cancer and everything, but you know, so you kind of like, you know, have to be there. And I mean, I think that would be a great topic. That would be great. You should definitely be here for when we talk about boundary setting. Because I think with people who are they just see the world the way they see the world, and there's no other way, like, then you just set really hard boundaries that they just bounce into, and you're just like, well, that's what it is. And then you just have to protect yourself in that way, especially if they're people that you want to keep in your life. 100%. And then, wow. And then 4-leaf Lucky Sunny. Wow. Just answering the question, I usually recognize fear-based moments in myself or the other person by hearing either myself or the other person get louder suddenly, or their body language either changes by getting more focused on a person or leaning away from you. Just some thoughts, and some great thoughts. Thank you for sharing. Like, that was a very intense and thoughtful comment. A lot of great observations there. And I mean, yeah, I mean, kind of goes back to what we talked about too, about like the amping up of energy, getting louder, and then the leaning away, which would be the like, okay, you know what, I don't want it anymore, just shutting down. I don't want to talk, forget it. Like, clearly, whatever, we can't figure this out. Clearly the shared pool of meaning is closed, either to me or to you, so like, just forget it, I don't want to do it anymore. Which again, I mean, I feel like the leaning away, it's tough, because in attachment theory, like, they talk about the different cycles that people fall into, right? Where you have like the avoidance, or the people who are like, I'm very pushy, and then like you push each other, or like avoidance and then pushing. Like, it's just crazy. And so Like, I think as long as both people are not both avoiding, or the person who's pushing a lot can like learn to kind of step back a little bit and just give the other person more room, then that person doesn't have to walk away so far, so they still kind of stay engaged. But these are all things I think like if you don't have a coach, it can be really hard to like you have to get through that stuff so that way you can start working on when you show up. Because there's a lot of things, and I've seen this in a lot of clients, like I've had clients that are just like, oh man, I thought I had resolved this already because I hadn't thought about it in so long. Well, yeah, you just stopped thinking about it. It doesn't mean it's resolved. It's just you tucked it away in the storage closet somewhere and you forgot where the key was, and that was it. But it's still living inside you. But again, these are great comments, and and I think for the narcissism, I feel like that's when like those really strong boundaries really come into play, because a narcissist is going to say, well, this is my pool of meaning, and anything that you want to put in there, if you want to put it in there, it has to go through the approval process, and I am the judge. I'm like, okay, great, so I can't put anything in there. Thank you for letting me know. And it's hard. But yeah, I think boundaries would be really good for that. Putting up some fences on the pool of
definitely
meaning.
There's this book called it's called Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Adults, and it's so great. It's so great. And I highly Vampire Queenly, I highly recommend you check it out. It's just like really interesting, and also makes you feel like you're not alone, which is really nice and gives you a lot of insight. So highly recommend checking that out.
What is it called?
Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. I believe that's what it's called.
Immature parents. How to heal from distant. How to heal from distant, rejecting, or self-involved parents.
Yes, it's a great book.
All right, I'll find it and I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, please do.
People can have it.
And Four Leaf Lucky Sunny, I love your name, by the way. So great. Yeah, I definitely would say like body language.
Do you watch One Piece?
One Piece? I have watched it. I watched the Netflix one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait, is that from One Piece though? I'm not that big of a fan to know.
I think it is.
Okay, sorry.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I just thought it was like fun to say. Four Leaf Lucky.
It is fun to say. Yeah. Yes. Since 99. Yeah.
Such like a fun.
All right,
I don't know. Just like a very like fun. Anyways, we could say that.
There's the link. Hopefully you can click on it, but it's separated it out. Hold on. Let me get a smaller one. I got you.
Cool. Thanks for dropping that.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to drop the link for Crucial Conversations too.
Yeah.
That's like. And I just want to say thanks for being so great and happy birthday, Juhong. If anyone that hasn't been here since the beginning, it's Juhong's birthday, and we're
Can we add that to the Kayla counter, please?
And I don't even know what number we're at.
Are you using profanity? Imagine using profanity. Is that what that is?
What?
Oh my gosh, Casey 9. We're at a 9 for the birthday. That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. At first, I was like, "Who's Casey?" I was like,
"All right, there's that one. That's for the adult children." And then I'll find a Crucial.
Awesome. Yeah, highly recommend checking out those. Cool.
Yeah, these are great. These are good.
So great. We love reading. We love books. We love all these resources and all these. Okay, to also comment, sorry, I'm all over the place a little bit. Four Leaf Lucky Sunny, I loved what you said. I think that checking in and like recognizing those things can definitely be an indicator of whether or not fear is taking over. It's filtering our links.
Yeah, remember, because we didn't want people to just like put in and stuff. So I want to say if you would
LOL.
You would have to put it to our put it through our mods, submit to the mods, so we don't have any mods right now. But it's fine. Look, I got these tiny rolls. This is good.
Yeah, it's great. That's so funny.
But yeah, cool, perfect. So we got those in the chat. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we did kind of talk about shifting the energy and recognizing those fear-based moments in real time. I think the other thing too is, we need to do a whole class, a whole thing on active listening. Really need to do that, because like what I'm about to say right now is essentially just active listening. I know I mentioned it before, like when you're active listening, it's not actively listening to why the person is an idiot or why they have it all wrong. But I would say one thing that helped me a lot in recognizing, actually more shifting the energy, was I would just change my thoughts to when the other person was speaking, hashtag my wife, when she would speak, then I decided to stop thinking about what I was saying, and then no. Actually, that's funny because that's kind of maybe what I might have told myself. But as she would talk, and then I started thinking about what am I going to say, or I'm listening to her and I'm like, all right, devising my plan, my expert strategy on how I'm going to crush anything that comes out of her mouth. I'm going to crush it. Realizing that, okay, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to listen to her, and my goal, my strategy is actually just to listen to what she needs from me, which is something that we talked about. And that shifted my energy so intensely. I went from my heart racing and me just like trying to think about all the things to now, like, essentially I had the spotlight on myself, and then I just moved it onto her. And I was like, no, she's the focus. She has the pressure of telling me what she wants. And I'm going to listen for it. So that way I can, at the end of it, it was called this like getting a receipt. So at the end of it, I can go, okay, so it sounds like this is what you're saying. Is that correct? And I remember the first time I did this with her, like her face was just like she was like this, like, oh, like sitting in the bed, and she was like, oh, this, whatever, blah, blah. And then like I didn't interrupt her because she was expecting me to interrupt her, like I normally would. And I'm just sitting there listening, and then like there's this like awkward silence, and she's kind of just like what's going on? Like, oh, you're not gonna say anything? I'm like, oh, are you done? Like are you finished like talking? And she's like, well, yeah, I am. Like, okay, cool. So what I get is like you're saying like that you don't feel supported, that you need more support, like here around the house, and there's like these things that you feel like I'm not doing, and you know, whatever. And we had a really great conversation. But even when I talked, like that heightened energy that we talked about before, like it was gone. And I was speaking just calmly like this, and I was like, okay, well, so is this what you're saying, that this is what you need from me? And she's like, yeah. And again, like it totally threw her off, and it kind of threw me off too. And at the end of the conversation, I remember checking in with her afterwards, and I was like, so were you surprised when I didn't interrupt you, or I didn't just like jump on you after that, in a non-frisky way, jump on her? And she was like, yeah, it was interesting. And like that was like the start of everything. Me being able to recognize that I had this fear of like, my fear in that moment was, oh my gosh, like, oh, I'm not enough, I'm a terrible husband, like, oh, she's not gonna see like all the amazing things that I'm doing, like I'm not getting the credit, like I'm afraid I'm not getting the credit for all the things that I'm doing. Whatever the case is, like it was all those fears just like coming up, like a geyser, just like ready to explode. But as soon as I took that energy and I just like, all right, let me focus on her, and let me like put her in the hot seat, but I'm going to listen to what she's saying, like it totally just like changed everything. And yes, Monster Andy, she can confirm. I think she's just in so much shock because she's just realizing how amazing I am. that's why she's not responding right away. I think that's probably what that is. Also, I'm really humble because I'm like 24 now, so I'm like super humble. And I just want everybody to know that too.
On that note, happy birthday! Woo-hoo! Happy birthday! The cat goes crazy.
Also, welcome Pikachu as well, and thank you for the happy birthday.
Welcome.
But yes, Vampire Queen Lee, can you please confirm this so that way I can stop being on the what is this? I think that means yes. I think that means she confirms. Pretty sure that's what that means.
Words to verify.
I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
Is that
KC10? Yeah, that's crazy. 10. Where are we already? Really at 10? That's crazy. Yes, see, she can confirm. That's what she's
beautiful. Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, that yes was definitely not to my question of, oh my gosh, we're at 10 already. That was not the answer to that question. It was the answer to the confirmation question. Okay, so man, all right. So is there anything else that you would like to add, or anything else that anyone else would like to add? Also to Four Leaf Sunny, is there any do you have any questions on anything or any other thoughts that you want us to talk about it? Wait, sorry. I also have my notes. I've been taking notes too for myself on these things, because as we drop knowledge, I don't want to have to like watch this back all over again. I want to be able to just go, oh yeah, cool. These are the cool things we talked about.
Yeah.
So you should all be taking notes too. This is really great information. All right. Sorry, it's Kayla. Is there anything else you would like to add? More chatters, more views.
I always love to share affirmations because I think that they're really powerful, and like bringing your power back to you and practicing these. Love that people are taking notes. This is amazing.
That's really cool.
And I also agree about the love languages. I think that that's a great way to like tune in with someone.
Yeah.
The affirmation I wanted to share for this is I am safe. It's the first one. Reminding yourself that you're safe and coming back to that as you come into these moments where maybe you feel like fear is going to take over. Coming back to your safety, coming back to your balance, coming back to your flow is going to help you either be in that place of energy that you want the conversation to be in, or be able to transition and create that shift for yourself. Even if like you're in the middle of a hard conversation, I am safe. I am safe. It's okay for my heart rate to come down. It's okay for me to take a breath right now. I am safe can be such a helpful affirmation. And then the other one that I wanted to share was the lows are temporary. And that is a reminder to the moments when like fear has taken hold and the conversation went to shit and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? Or wherever you're at, whatever that place is, like just remembering that these lows are temporary. They are not forever. There will be another side to this. There is a way forward. And just know that it's just for a time.
Yeah.
So, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it just.
Or any affirmations you want to share?
I mean, those are all great. And I'm glad that Four Leaf Lucky Sunny thought that, yeah, shifting that energy and towards the other person actually. And again, when you shift that energy, it's not like, oh, now it's on you, like figure it out. It's just saying, hey, look, I already did my talking. I said my piece. Now it's the other person's time to talk. I'm going to shift the spotlight to that person. Give them the spotlight because they should have it. And now I'm going to just listen like as if you were like in an auditorium and someone was just giving like speaking. Like, okay, cool. Let me listen to what they have to say. Cool, great. And take your notes mentally, like, okay, cool. So this is one thing that they mentioned. This is one thing that they mentioned. And then if you need, just kind of like how Vampire Queen Lee said, like, then you can check in, right? You check in, you get that receipt. Like, hey, so these are the notes that I got. is this the help? Is this how I can support you better? Or how can I better support you in those things that you mentioned, in like the pain point stuff? So that's making sure that when you shift that energy, if that's what it is, that's very important too. And yeah, I love those affirmations. I think that it's just, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's wonderful. I have no notes. It's all wonderful. It's really
Beautiful.
great.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
No, I mean, anyways, I was gonna do a Trump thing, like it's so great. It's so good, whatever.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, moving on. It's we kind of did talk about this too, and it does kind of go into kind of like what Vampire Queen Lee said as well. So the question now is, what does it mean to speak from love? And I'll make another banner for this. What does it mean to speak from love, and how does that change the outcome of communication? Take it away, Kayla.
Thank you. Speaking from love means to me being grounded, being intentional, compassion for myself and others. I feel like really being on the same team and like feeling that, like authentically feeling like we're on the same team. Excuse me. And what I love about all of these things is I think that when you're speaking from, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, my throat. Whew, excuse
You're
me.
good. You don't have your water today?
It's empty. But no, I don't have my big one. I need my big one.
Oh no.
I know, I messed up today. Next week. Okay, what I was saying is that having like intentionality and compassion for yourself and others and being grounded and like knowing that you're on the same team and all of these things, it fosters trust, it fosters authenticity. These things are going to naturally come out. It's not going to be forced. And ultimately, it's going to create that shift in power coming back to both yourself and the person that you're having communication. And all of this is resulting in a place of safety and care, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's not going to happen overnight. Don't set that expectation for yourself. But knowing that when you come from those places, those things naturally come out. It's going to call that other person to step into those places of being more grounded, recognizing that they're on the same team, right? Sometimes you have to be the person to like take that first step, and how powerful that can be and completely shifting and changing people's lives. Just like Ju Hong said, he took that first step for himself in his journey with his partner of like active listening, right? How powerful that was in completely shifting like the narrative or the shape of their marriage, right? That first step of speaking from love can be so, so powerful. So
yeah, I think what it means to like speak from love for myself is I think one is definitely learning how to speak the other person's love language. And then also, I think speaking from love is, I would say like maybe more of this kind of understanding where the other person is coming from. I guess so it really just puts it on the other person. Like, again, like, all right, how can I show up for this person in the way they want me to show up? And then at the same time, how can I use my words to match what I want or what I want to get across? And if my intentions are strong and clear to me, not vague and just, oh, well, I just want the conversation to go well. Well, I just want her to feel like I love her. Like, okay, great. But like, you know, maybe a little bit more detail on that. Having those strong and specific intentions will help guide the words properly. And again, if you feel like the words are not matching your intention, then change your words. and speaking authentically and truthfully, right?
Yeah,
That part too.
absolutely.
Um,
That vulnerability is like so necessary for these conversations. And again, it's not always easy, especially if you haven't practiced or
Sure.
experienced that yourself. Like, it's really hard being vulnerable for the first time, especially in a situation where like you like historically have bad communication, right? It's like even worse of a feeling, I feel like, than like starting fresh. And so compassion is so important. So important.
So how do you feel like all of this changes the outcome of the communication? Welcome, Slicksters.
Hello, welcome.
Also, don't worry, everybody. Eventually, we're going to get some really cool emojis. Like, I know we both know some great artists, and I know some great artists that are in this chat actually right now. So we're gonna have like really cool emojis that you can use in the future. So we're working on it.
Coming soon.
Yeah. So how does this change the outcome of communication? We've kind of talked about this a little bit too already.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like healthier, love-filled communication, like that's what we're really looking for, like that sense of understanding that like you and the other person are both looking for, and whatever that goal is, that intention that you set, like that coming to fruition with you both acting on it, is ultimately the goal, or ultimately the outcome that's going to come from this new form of communication.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I mean, even in my own experience, the way it changes the outcome is just, instead of getting into this endless battle in this war zone, it's almost like if you would imagine like everybody just drops their weapons and goes, you know what, it's cool. It's fine. Like, we're good. Let's talk. I'm tired of feeling like we're fighting all the time, and like I want to actually talk this out.
Right.
And that really is the outcome that happens as you practice this. And kind of a last thing I would say for this topic, because this is the last part of it, is just like I said last week, start small. Start with the conversations that are low stakes. Practice with those. So, you know, if you have a friend or whatever and they're like, oh man, like, I don't know what I want to eat today. Like, you can be like, oh, okay, let me think about that. Like, okay, what are they trying to say? Okay, they're trying to say that, because as you start to do that, and it might, these things are like obvious, right? Like, oh, well, they're trying to say that they don't. But I mean, it could be, well, are they asking me to find a place? Are they saying like they're just hungry, or like what is going on here? Like, there's even there at those low stakes things, they're saying feed me. Just feed me. Anyways, so thank you, Toga Eater, for the squirrel. I think start with those small things, because then when it comes game time and like now you're in it, and these really high stakes conversations are happening, you already have that already built into your behaviors of, okay, I check in with myself, I do this, I check in with them, hey, is this what you're saying, is this what you want? Yes. Okay. Sorry, yeah.
Like, if no one has been here before.
Yeah, this is the outcome. This is the outcome of this kind of communication. This is what it is. By
the way, happy birthday, Juhong. We're so happy you were born. So grateful for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm happy you were all born too.
Join me in the chat and wishing Juhong happy birthday. Sorry, continue.
What are we at? KC11 now? Oh my gosh.
I think so.
12?
Wow.
Holy moly.
High five.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you. It's been great. It's been a great oh, it is 11? Okay. No, you're good. I mean, we're not even paying you, so the fact that you're doing this for free is already great. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I think eventually, you know, maybe we'll have counters in here and stuff. I don't know, we'll figure some stuff out. So we'd like to do polls and things. Anyways, yeah, start small so that way when you get to the big leagues and you're in that really intense, crucial conversation, that high stakes one, you already have all that stuff built in. Practice first. Don't wait until you need to perform it. Just practice first, always, with anything.
Or I feel like sometimes we like, you know, it happens, it's starting to happen, and you're like, what is going on? Like, check in, be like, am I in a place of fear right now? Right? Check in with yourself. Be like, okay, that was just a really shitty conversation. What happened? How am I feeling? Where was I at? I feel like the more that you're able to like check in and be self-aware, you gain so many skills from that. And like, don't be afraid, but also like Johan was saying, like build that resiliency for those harder conversations. But if you catch yourself in one before you feel like you're ready, I mean, are we ever really like truly ready? I don't know, but
I think we're like, ready when we decide we're ready.
True. Just check in. And just remember how capable you are, and just being a part of conversations like this, I feel like you're setting yourself up for so much more success in these moments of being self-aware and ready to engage in like these hard conversations. So we are also so proud of you and so grateful for you guys like tuning in and being a part of these conversations and like being vulnerable yourselves.
Yeah, a lot of really great sharing in here, actually.
Yeah, thank you,
really
guys.
Good sharing. So thank you.
So great. So great.
All right. Cool. Well, that's kind of a wrap for this topic. If anyone has any questions or some follow-up, some things you didn't quite get or understand, please share it in the chat and we can cover it real quick. But while that's happening, next week, we're going to be talking about energy vampires.
Woo-hoo. And all Halloween-y on y'all.
Oh my gosh, I should find some vampire stuff. Anyways, give me an energy vampire.
I will be a vampire next week, so get ready to see that. I will have the teeth for sure.
We're going to talk about energy vampires and how to protect your energy from them with garlic and crucifixes and silver and holy water and with actual strategies.
Holy water is crazy.
Real down-to-earth strategies, things like that. We're going to talk about that next week. And then some other content things that we have coming up as well, setting expectations, the conversations you're avoiding, maybe some of these conversations that you might be avoiding, beyond the bedroom, intimacy secrets they don't teach you. That one might get a little frisky. And in that way, who knows?
Who knows?
It is the bedroom.
Bedroom is not, but...
And then from fake to real, strip away your professional mask live. So how do you show up at work authentically, still professionally, but how can you show up more authentically and true to yourself? These are just some topics, we have kind of planned out, but our schedule is pretty loose. We'll just 2 weeks in advance have our schedule out. But if there's something that is like burning in your heart or in your mind, and you're like, I want to talk about this, like, please talk about this, then please reach out to us on our socials or here before the stream ends. You can type it in here too, some other topics that you want to talk about.
Or even like we have these like replays on YouTube too. If you want to drop them in the comments, we would greatly appreciate that as well.
Yeah, we're working on getting on TikTok. Hopefully next week we'll be on TikTok as well.
Yeah,
so that'll be really cool. And we post reels on TikTok now. And
Instagram and Facebook. So go and follow us, subscribe, all the things.
Yes.
We appreciate your guys' support so much and helping us get this out into the world. So thank you guys for being a part of our journey. We are so grateful for you. Something else I want to add too. So Juhong mentioned earlier that we are doing like a book club. We're calling it R&R Book Club, and Juhong has the book. I'm going to drop the name of the book in the chat here for you guys as well. On November 10th, we are going to be talking about this book. So if you want to read it you are more than welcome to be able to join into the conversation, ask questions, or you're just going to get a really sick recap of things that jumped out to us in the book. We're really excited for that. If you have book recommendations or things that you want us, like a book that you want us to go over, please share them with us. We want to hear from you. We want to do these like once a month. Hopefully that's like reading. This book also has an audiobook too, so if that's more your speed.
But the text also isn't that, it's not that small. It's pretty big.
Yeah. So, which is great. So be a part of that conversation, put it on your calendar. Actually, really, you should be putting every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to be here live with us on Twitch, YouTube, and hopefully next week, TikTok. So don't want to miss out on these conversations.
Yeah, this is great. This is really good. Really great.
For that book. I also want to do a big shout out because it's Juhong's birthday and he spent his special day with us. And so we're so grateful. Again, I hope that you feel my sincerity, even though it's been 12 times. Happy birthday, Juhong. So grateful for you.
And guess what? For my birthday, you can support me and all these amazing authors and a book that I co-authored called Unbreakable Spirit.
I also got a copy too.
Yes.
It's like,
this is
I think
great.
it's too small. Where is your... He's right here.
Right there.
You can't see it, but he's there. And I actually do have your chapter bookmarked.
Yes. And if you purchase this book, so you go to theusbook.com, theusbook.com. If you purchase it through there, you will get access to a lot of great launch gifts that come out to about over $1,000 worth from all of the coaches who have co-authored this book.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And there I have my Foundations of Communication course, which is like an hour-long course that you get for free by purchasing this book the next 2 days. So tomorrow and Wednesday. And then every chapter in this book also has a gift in it as well. You just go to that URL and you also get another gift for just purchasing the book. And the book is only $9. It's like $8.90. And if you want me to sign the book, just hit me up and I'll come sign your book.
Need a signed copy for sure.
Yeah. So definitely do that. Also tomorrow and Wednesday. And then...
Do you want to drop that link for us?
Yes, I can.
If it works.
This one will be short, so it should be fine. Other than that, I mean, let's see. All right, for everybody here, put in the chat just one thing that you got out of today's discussion.
When thinking about how fear impacts our communication, how to shift to love and authenticity in your communication, what stood out to you guys today? I want to hear from you. Let's hear it.
One thing that you are glad one reason why you glad you showed up, other than my birthday.
Which is also a great reason.
It is also a great reason. That one doesn't count though because I brought it
every week. Like,
it really should have been, honestly. This whole month we should have been celebrating my birthday.
Honestly, what are we doing?
That's it. Fire the managers or fire the whoever's in charge of that.
Come up with this live stream without doing that.
It's true. It's never a bad time to learn. Hey, look at you do that. I was like, I'm ready to click on it, and man, you beat me to it.
I'm learning. I'm also learning. And I think that's like something so cool too about what we do is like we get to learn so much and see things in action, and it's so beautiful. So never a bad time. That's so true. No time like the present.
True.
Anyone else?
Let's see. NCD Gamer said how fear can show up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice.
It's a good thing to like be aware of.
Yeah. Four Leaf Lucky Sunny. How to listen and show love, appreciation to other person you talk to. Oh, that's great. Wow. That's awesome. 100%. Wow. Yes. Amazing.
Can't wait. We always like checking in with you guys the week after to see how utilizing these new tools and awareness has impacted you. So we can't wait to hear how having these new tools has impacted you between now and then. So
Yes.
so excited.
One of the things I like to say is like one of the greatest lies we were told was that knowledge is power, but actually knowledge is potential.
Period.
Because you need to actually apply that knowledge in order for it to be powerful. So you will definitely be going out, in this next week and applying the things that you've learned. Again, you can do small things, just small things to get you there. Small things, small wins are amazing. Yes. Oh my gosh. Speaking of little things, in a non-frisky way, speaking of little things, it's all Toga Eater's fault. Toga Eater's the one who brought up the frisky thing. I was just saying frisky, and
now it's like being taken out of context, Juhong. And people are gonna start being like, "What is Juhong? Like, what is going on here? He just can't help himself."
I just need to clarify which version of frisky I'm talking about.
That's good.
It's good. It's good to get clarity. It's good to get clarity. But I was talking with my friend today, and we were talking about like the little things and how we talked about this last week, where I was like, I feel like there are some phrases we don't take far enough, like the listening to understand, And one of the things that came up today was like sweating the small stuff. Like, oh, do the small stuff mean anything? And I was like, a lot of times we hear like, don't sweat the small stuff. It's not a big deal, just whatever. But then I was saying, but then if you have that mindset and then you go throughout the day, and when people are like, hey, go outside, like feel the sun, like feel that warm, radiant light, that healing light on your skin, like, do that. Well, that's like a small thing. Like, okay, so then that doesn't really matter. Okay, so I won't do that. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, so now we've applied this rule generally to all these things. So I was like, okay, well then what would be a better way of saying that? And then my NLP brain was like, okay, look, this is what we'll say. So be aware of how much energy you're giving to the small things. Give more energy to the small positive things, the more resourceful things, and then use your energy to resolve the challenges, the hard things, the hard small things. Because if you give your energy to the powerful, the positive things, then those will get bigger and it'll be great, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, life is amazing, like there's so many good things happening to me. And then you use that energy to resolve those small things, because if you just ignore them, well, they will just get bigger and bigger because they're just unresolved, and then they float around, and then they just like start to clump together and form this like disgusting monster inside your body, and they're just like I don't know if that's actually how they sound. I want to make sure I do represent them properly.
It sounds like for yourself. That felt really real.
Like
that's right there. Yeah. For sure.
Anyways, I also do voiceover for a horror podcast, so that kind of comes up. Anyways, like, I'm still here. Like, oh gosh, crazy. So resolve the small things, so that way that way they don't get crazy and turn into like Vecna or something. If you watch Stranger Things, but yeah. So, anyways, that was a tangent, but all right. Wow.
Thanks for your tangent. Happy birthday. And
that's 13. Why are we and on 13? That's crazy. That's good or bad luck, I think, depending on how you look at it. But
yeah, that is so true.
But that's it.
Happy birthday. And just gonna throw in a couple more. No. Should we get to 20 since we're your birthday's on the 20th? No, I'm just kidding. That would be I'm not gonna put everyone else through that. I'll be calling you later to get there. No, I'm just kidding.
That's great. I'll be sleeping.
I do love that. I love the like reframing. I think that's like so important. I like the idea of like the small stuff is important too.
Yeah.
you know? I also see it as like, is it don't sweat the small stuff or just like give yourself grace?
True.
Give
Yeah, it's
yourself
just how you
grace.
give your energy to the things. Yeah.
Yeah, like how do you like, even if it was something really big, like you're still gonna give yourself grace. Like give yourself grace, jeez. I love that though. That's insightful. I can't wait for your next one next week.
What next one next week? What's going on next week?
Your next like little
My little like phrases that we don't take far enough.
Yes, yeah.
Incomplete phrases with Juhong.
Yeah, incomplete.
I need to get like a bubble pipe, like a little like a thing. Well, there's this phrase that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
And it's very incomplete, but I've gone through all the research and I have finally, after hours and hours of searching, I have found finally the complete version of this phrase. And I'm going to share it with you now.
So
I'm gonna get a bubble thing. I'm doing it. Heck it. I don't
feel like
care.
you need like a cane too.
A cane?
And maybe like an animal head on the back. If it's giving that vibe. And a fire going in the background.
Should I just like have my like
my
toothless here?
Oh, for sure. You're actually a dragon rider. So profound. Yeah. I love it.
It's crazy. All right. Cool. Well, thank you all. I don't know if Kayla, if there's anything else you want to add, but
the only thing I want to add is make sure that you guys follow us. Make sure you put your calendars for next Monday. And also just a reminder that Juhong and I are both life coaches. We have our links in the description. Feel free to check them out, learn more about us, connect with us. We want to hear from you. Send us messages and just remember how freaking awesome you are.
Yeah, that was good. Wow, that was a good ending. I love that one. Yes, remember how awesome you are.
Oh, our real ending is happening right now, and it's happy birthday, Juhong. Happy birthday. We are just can't say it enough, and maybe next week we'll have some cake, or I can't remember. Did you say you're a pie? No, you're a cheesecake fan.
I am a cheesecake fan.
Debate, so
I am.
maybe cheesecake next week. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
it might be hard to eat with vampire teeth then, but we'll make it
will
happen.
be. Well, I might be a pirate. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, make sure you click on that bell to get notified.
We're gonna get Halloween vibes next week, so if you feel like dressing up, you're welcome to. And we can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. We'll see y'all next Monday.
See you next Monday.
See you next Monday. Bye. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting us. We're so grateful.
All right, bye. And